No, I don't care that I'm fat. You know what does matter though? Kentucky and their lawmakers. Like seriously, the governor vetoed the vote for an anti-trans law, and you're gonna say that you were able to. I thought the governor had more credence over the lawmakers. Apparently not. But no, now everything is gonna lead to suicide of a younger generation, because something that made them happy, transitioning as they are trans, is now going to fucking ruin the kid's life. Because one, if male to female, and they actually go along with chop chop, you know what I mean? They're not gonna be able to get that back. So why detransition someone you can't detransition, and vice versa? Like, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. Like, you're hurting the kids. Like, you don't care about any other kid, you care about your own. Like, yes, there's a school shooter who was trans, apparently. I am now questioning that fact. But, like, don't take it this far. This is a whole new low for, like, Kentucky. Let alone the U.S. Because the U.S. can fucking, like, we are a power. We are a power. There's Russia, there's fucking China, there's like all these different powers, you know? We are one of the biggest ones. Because we are friends with all these other countries. Well, friends. But you know, it's like, yet we don't look at the history books and realize, hey, why did that man dress like a woman? It's because they were a woman. And you know how long ago that was? Before we had recorded history even. In recorded history, it's a long, long ago. And you can't figure that out with just bones. That's not how it works. It's not how it works. Bones don't just magically, like, shape in a way where women give birth this way and men don't. Like, they move around. They grow in different ways when they're younger. That's why kids transition younger, because they're like, oh, I want to be trans, or no, I am trans. I don't feel like a male, or vice versa. And it's like, oh my god. I can't believe Kentucky's doing this. I should, because they look like a fucking chicken, or a fried chicken, a KFC chicken wing, like literally. Like, look at the state. There it is, chicken wing, right fucking there, right in front of our faces. Even worse, no sex education. Okay. So without sex education, you're going to have questions no matter what, because somebody's going to say gay. Somebody's going to say you're gay, you're an F slur, you're all this stuff. And they're going to ask their parents, what does that mean? And they can't say it because they're like, where'd you hear that? And they have to say some kid at school, and then that kid will get in trouble even though they're clearly not gay or something. And no, like the LGBTQIA+, whatever it's called now, because it's so big. They go out of their way to call LGBTQ WTF BBQ. And it's like, bro, that's longer than what we have. We just do LGBT, LGBTQ, LGBTQIA, always with a plus. Like, why make it harder for yourself? Just say LGBTQ plus or LGBT plus. It's not that hard. And Kentucky is definitely one of those places where you have to know that, okay, they're rednecks, their whole state is literally a fried chicken drumstick. And there was somebody actually talking, like, against the people trying to hurt other people's kids. So imagine your kid goes through that, and now you have to disown them or send them to jail or something, and they end up committing suicide. Whatever way you go about it, you're going to feel bad for your kid. Or are you? Because you're a bigot. Really. So what you're doing is saying, hey, you're not my son anymore, or you're not my daughter anymore, or whatever way they're trans or whatever. And it's just like, oh my god, I just feel so bad for everybody. Yeah, there was a shooter. They shouldn't have done it. But Christians, that's the reason. I won't get too, not too political. I've already gotten pretty political. I won't get too religious. But Christian people were always bigoted. They tried to spread the word of Jesus and God or whatever way more often than people cared to learn about Christian or God or Christianity and God. Like, come on, really? Do you really want to go down the path of God and instead, without realizing, you're going down the path of Satan? You know, you're going to go to hell because you're not loving your neighbor as you would love yourself. Basically, treat your neighbor as you would treat thyself. You know, and it's like, why would you not do that, huh? Why not do that to anyone? Like, you want to be treated as a good person? Act like a good person. Treat everybody with respect, no matter their skin color, their ethnicity, their sexual identity, their gender identity, anything. It's like, okay, you were born male, but you're now a female. Okay, I'll help you with that. Estrogen. You're a female wanting to become a male? Okay, testosterone. This will help you closer to gender euphoria, basically, compared to gender dysphoria, which is what all these bigoted fucking Republicans and maybe Democrats even, I don't even know. Like, I only hear about conservative Republicans, but there has to be some sort of Democrat that just hates people just in general. So, like, why even bother? Why bother fixing something that's unfixable? Like, come on. You can't fix that. It's like saying, oh, I was born straight because of God. I am in God's image or whatever. Like, no, you're not. God didn't have an image. He showed us different things. Have you ever heard of biblically accurate angels? Yeah, those things are terrifying. That's why in history it's be not afraid. Because they're scary as shit. Eyes everywhere, all this different shit. If you want to be seen in God's image, then be a nice guy. Jesus didn't die for nothing. Jesus died for sins, and those sins were all forgiven. But how much can one forgive when you're dissing God's creation? God could be female. God could be an African American female, which would make sense, olive skin and all that. But, like, what makes you think that he's a white male? Christianity, the white people. Slaves were a thing. And a lot of those weren't just African Americans, they were also white women. Because of the white man being abusive to them. I'm learning about this in school, which is legal here. Which is great. Like, where I am is great. Like, honestly, when it comes to schooling, great, well, kind of great education. It's kind of bad, but at least we can learn about things without going nuts and being like, why'd you teach my kid this and shit, you know? And also, why the fuck do you care about children's genitals? Like, sure, if they're male at birth, they have a dingling, but if they don't identify as a male, they don't need that dingling and can easily get a taco. You know what I mean? It's not that hard to explain. Native Americans even know that it's a thing. Even before Native Americans, like I said, just before recorded history, this was a thing. Before, even during recorded history, neo-pronouns, although I hate some of them because some of them don't make sense, like cat or something, which I'm okay with. But, like, I'm okay that you go by that pronoun, and I will respect that. But somebody who doesn't is gonna end up having an assisted suicide, inadvertently, but it's still gonna happen, and I feel bad for everybody who's LGBT, and anyone else who's ever discriminated against just because of how they look, act, feel. It's just not okay.